Hi everybody, I'm here with little Reese today and I'm going to change him because he hasn't been changed for a while, little sweetheart. And I was looking at the outfit that this little piggy 41 sent me, and it's actually a newborn, so I think it might fit Reese rather than Alfie, so I thought I'd try that on him today because he needs changing. And as it's Father's Day today, I thought I would talk a little bit about my dad. Come on, little darling, let's take that off of you. Up you come, there's a good boy. Yeah, my dad, I miss him so much. He died in 1992, so 24 years ago, and I miss him every day. He was such a lovely man, such a funny man. He always had us in fits. He was just, oh, I don't know, he used to make things up all the time, silly little stories and everything. And he was such a lovely man. Up you come, little darling. That's it, let's take this off. Yeah, such a lovely man. I'll show you a picture of him. This is a picture of him when he was a young man and he was in the RAF during the Second World War. He was quite a handsome man, I think. He had the lovely warm brown eyes that always seemed to be laughing, and he was just such a lovely man, and he used to look after me, and he was very proud of me because I went to the grammar school, girls' grammar school, and he was very proud of me. And he'd often, you know, joke about with his friends and say, you know, that he was really proud of me and everything, and it was brilliant. And he was kind of my anchor in my life because I didn't get a lot of, up you come darling, a lot of love or anything from my mum or my sisters or anything. So he was kind of my anchor. He was so funny. He used to come upstairs when it was thundering and lightning, and he'd sit on the end of our bed because I used to share a bedroom with my younger sister, and he'd come up and he'd say there wasn't anything to worry about. It was just God moving his furniture about. That's what all the noise was. It used to make me laugh, and it was years and years before I realised that the reason he used to come up with us was because he was frightened of thunder and lightning as well, bless him. Such a lovely man, really was a lovely man. And like I said, full of stories. He was always telling stories. Let's put some powder in your nappy, darling. I think you probably need to change it really, but I'll leave it for now because this is one I put on you a couple of days ago, isn't it? So we don't want to waste them. It's a nice little nappy. It's got Winnie the Pooh on it and Tigger. So it's a good one for a little boy. There you go, that's better. Yeah, so I was saying about my dad. The reason I'm upstairs with my babies, my elder son is here. Up you come, darling. My elder son is here, and they've decided that they're going to watch a boys' film. So I said, oh, that's okay. If you want to watch a boys' film with your dad, you do that, and I'll come upstairs and talk to my friends. And they were all right with that. They were quite happy. I was just relieved he got up here safely, because it's a long way. There you go, darling. He's a good boy, aren't you? He's such a sweet boy. This is a baby that my eldest son actually bought me, so he's very special, aren't you, Reese? Yeah. Yeah, let's get back to my dad. Yeah, my dad was a very outgoing social man, and he used to be captain of the local darts team, if any of you know what that's about. I'm sure people in the UK will know. I'm not sure about anywhere else in the world. There you go, darling. Let's pop him over your head. There's a good boy. And he was the captain of the local darts team, and they won loads of different cups and shields and everything, and he'd come back and show them to us, and he used to win all sorts of things, you know, tea sets. He gave me a tea set when I actually got married, and it was one of the ones he'd won. There you go, darling, let's get your arm through. That's it. I've got a picture here of him. This is him with his darts team. I hope you can see it okay. That's my dad there holding the cup, and that's his younger brother in the background. And that's kind of his darts team, and they're holding all the cups and things that they've won that season. And my dad always used to wear a trilby hat, and I'll never forget, they won this really big tournament one year, and I think it was the News of the World Cup or something, and my dad had actually won it in the last few seconds, and the headline in the paper was "The Hero in the Trilby Hat," and I was so proud of him, so proud of him. Yeah, such a lovely man, and so funny. As I say, he used to come up with all these stories. Like he took my boys when they were small. He took them out for a walk, and because where they lived and where I lived when I was younger, there was like a wood at the back of us, and he took them for a walk in the wood, and they were looking for squirrels and things, you know. And of course, people had dumped a lot of the old-fashioned milk bottles under a tree somewhere, and they found them, and my dad said to them, "Oh, don't touch that, that's a cow's nest." A cow's nest. And my boys believed him, you know. They came back home and they said, "Oh, we found a cow's nest, Mum." And I thought, a cow's nest? And of course it was all these milk bottles. So he was always coming out with these stories, and you know, people used to believe him, the boys used to believe him, and he'd come up with little rhymes and things as well, you know. "Oh, this fits you lovely, Reese. This actually fits him lovely. I mean, it's the right width and everything. I think that looks really cute on him, doesn't it? I really like that on him. Oh, bless him." And I'm hoping these little shoes are going to fit him as well, because they're so tiny. I put them up against his feet, and I think they will. We'll try those in a minute. Yeah, I was saying about how my dad used to come out with all these rhymes, and I remember he said to me once when we were listening to some pigeons up in the tree, you know, the noise that pigeons make, and he said to me that they were saying, "My toes bleeding, Betty." And when you say it to how they sound, it does sound like they're saying that actually. So, he was always coming out with these things and little rhymes and everything. And he used to have us in fits, you know. He was a lovely, funny man. And I was very proud of him with his darts and everything. And he started life off like his own dad. He was a chauffeur for a rich family. And that's where he met my mum, because she was a nanny. All these shoes fit him perfect. Amazing. I've never had any shoes for Reese. Look at those. Let me see if you can see. These little shoes, they fit him perfect. Oh, let me have a look, see if they can see you, Reese. Yes, you can see him. Look at these lovely little shoes. They fit perfect. He looks a right little boy in that, doesn't he? You look a right little boy. Yes, you do. Oh, he looks lovely in those little sneakers. I like those. They're really nice. I keep forgetting where I am about my story with my dad. Yeah, he used to come out with all these little stories and everything, and he had his... Oh, I was talking about his early life. Yeah, he was a chauffeur, and my mum was the nanny to the rich family, and that's how they met. And then, because my granddad, his dad was a chauffeur, to this rich family. So my dad kind of took over when his dad was too old to do it, and his dad became the butler, and my dad was the chauffeur for the family. And he met my mum, and then shortly after that, after they got married, he started up his own business, and he was a painter and decorator. He used to do people's houses, and he used to take me with him, and because he loved my handwriting, and he used to get me to write out the estimates for them, and we used to post those off. And when we had a phone installed in our house, I can't remember when that was. That must have been about early 70s, perhaps, or late 60s. No, it must have been earlier. That must have been 60s or 70s. Anyway, I was the only one who was allowed to answer the phone because he said I had a good phone voice, which didn't go down very well with my other sisters. But anyway, yeah, so my dad was kind of my champion. He used to take me out, and we used to do these things together, and it was really nice. You know, he used to get me away from all my bullying sisters and everything, so that was lovely. So my dad was brilliant, and I lost him when I was 41, and oh dear, I wanted to die as well. Such a lovely man he was, and I miss him every day. I used to love horse racing. He took me to Ascot once in Berkshire, to Royal Ascot. I'll never forget that. That was brilliant. I couldn't believe how big the horses were. They're so tall. And we went to Ascot and we had fun there. And he used to take us to this, we had this crossing. It was called Star Lane Crossing. And we used to guess, it was a train crossing, and we used to guess whether it was going to be, he used to take me and my younger brother and sister, and we used to guess whether it was going to be a steam train that came through or an electric train. And we used to bet on it, because my dad used to like to bet on the horses, and he'd bet on these trains as well. So it was good fun, and like I said, he was smashing. And when he went, oh dear, it was awful. I never knew that losing somebody was so painful. You know, you actually feel it inside. I couldn't eat for weeks. It was terrible, you know. But I do miss him, and I know he's up there looking down on me. Bless him. And I don't know what he'd think of my babies, but I don't know what he'd kind of make of that. But he was a lovely man, and I just wanted to come on and talk to you about him and see what you thought of my little Reese. This outfit fits him perfectly in this, absolutely perfectly. So it won't fit my beautiful Alfie when he comes back, because he's going to be a much bigger boy. But look at these little sneakers on him. They fit him perfect, and I've been looking for some shoes for him for ages. Well, I've had him 3 years this month, and he's never had any shoes. So that's the first pair of shoes he's had. So thank you very much, Innes, for finding those for him, although they weren't for him originally. And this little outfit fits him beautifully, doesn't it? Let me see if I can get my tripod. My tripod's a bit unsteady again. I hope you're seeing him okay. Yeah, this little outfit fits him perfectly, doesn't it? Look at that. He looks a right little lad, don't you? He does. He's so sweet. Come and have a cuddle with Mummy. Oh, he's such a tiny boy. After picking up his big sister Sophie, he's such a little tiny boy. I'm going to have him rooted, because he's got painted hair, and it's actually fading now, so he's looking more and more bald, bless his heart. But he's a gorgeous little boy, and I love him to bits. So you're going to say bye-bye. Say mwah. Bye-bye, aunties. And I hope you enjoyed watching me change him and talking about my dad. And I'll show you the lovely picture of him in the RAF again as I say bye-bye to you. And happy Father's Day to all of you out there. And if you've still got your dads, make a big fuss of them. Bye-bye, ladies. Love you.